most of us got the cum laude that we wanted, and that's because the surrounding inspired that. In our minds, there was nothing else that existed that was like everything else that is below that just did not make sense.
This episode is proudly sponsored by Matukul Holdings. Enjoy.
Hi guys, and welcome back to our conversation. No, I want us to continue. If you didn't know who we are, go back to the previous episode. You'll get to know us. So you were still talking about like who you pick and the friends that you pick and so on. So let's go expand on it.
Yeah, so I was saying that I actually feel on people's energies. So when I enter the room, I always look for the energy that matches mine or the energy that I know is good for me. I don't want people with bad vibes. You know when they say bad vibes, I don't bad vibe you because maybe you said something bad. I will literally walk into the room and I will know who in the room is just not the person that I can roll with. I think that's the reason why my friends, the first friends that I made, you said they're not friends, but the first people that I met.
No, like our friends. Okay,
the first people
that to you.
The first people that I met who had become, because my dynamic of friendship is actually it's so different, like super different. Did have a friend who I would talk to every single day and all that. Then I realized that we actually spoke every single day because somehow like there wasn't like a lot that was happening in my life, and we did have like the time, like excess time to use, like we'll be on the phone or video call, and to a certain degree it just like it gets to a point where I'm a very seasonal person, Shem. So I need someone who can adapt to that, like someone who can allow it to happen. If in this season I'm this jolly person who want to, understand that, and in the same way,
why don't you understand them?
The thing is, in the same way, I allow people to be who they are and what they're supposed to be. I don't ask, like I hardly ask my friends, like, what are you up to? What are you doing? My friend tells me what's happening.
But you don't do you tell them what you are doing?
I tell them. So that's
why is it important for you to tell them even though they didn't ask you?
Because that's the reason why I don't ask them. They have to tell me. That's
so
the rule
it's
that I
a rule.
If you don't tell me, I can't ask, because I don't know if you are ready to talk about that thing or not. Unless if it's a pressing matter where like you are not maybe in a good state or you're not okay, then I have to insist on you, like what is happening. But if maybe you moved to a new city and you haven't told me that you moved to a new city, maybe you are waiting to settle in and tell me that you moved to a new city. If something happens in my life, if tomorrow I get a job somewhere, I know that I'm gonna text my friend. I have a best friend. I'm gonna text my friend. But we're doing different things. I'm at church.
Okay, wait.
I'm at church most of the time.
Wait. You're saying that you and your best friend. No, I'm just trying to make these people learn.
Yeah.
We're still in that topic. You said you and your best friends are not doing the same things.
Yes.
Like career-wise.
Yes.
Why? And why do you think why so different? Why people in different things they come together? Like what keeps you guys going?
Yeah.
Like except the fact that maybe you go to church.
We met through poetry. Through poetry. I had an organization called Depression Fighters. And through raising campaign awareness, actually that is how we met. Then later on we started doing poetry together, and we started attending poetry sessions together, and we were just like, it was like that thing of, I just can't breathe without you. If you're not going, I can't go.
Okay, fine. I think we are going more into friendship, but I think that was a win for someone.
Yeah, so that is on the friendship. Like I pick the friends. I think what I'm trying to bring about is that at the end of the day, what we make friendship to be, like there is no one size fit all when it comes to friendship. Even when you get into it, you go to varsity. You can't say because I can't say because you and your bestie, your I can't mention her name. You're the one who has the right to. But
okay.
but just because you have that kind of a friendship dynamic, I can't say I also want that dynamic. What if it doesn't work for me? What if it doesn't work with the kind of person that I am, with my schedule, with like where I am mentally? What if it doesn't work with that? So that's another thing that you have to factor in when you look for friends at university. Does it factor? Because you're gonna find a friend totally to like something different from what you like. Maybe you're in the same class, you're doing the same course, and you guys you gel, you're okay. But that person probably like they love the opposite of what you love. They are literally
You're talking about other people.
and then you then want to make that friendship work even when it doesn't work. Like you know that like there is no point where you guys get to meet each other, because in friendship there should always be that point where you guys meet each other. And if there is no that point, then why are you building the friendship on? That's the reason why you're asking me, if you're doing two different things, how are you then? Because at the end of the day, you need a point where you are going to meet with the person when it comes to friendship. Whatever friendship you create, find a place. It's fine to have a friend who's doing a different cause, but find a place where you both that you both meet and it's not inconveniencing you, because you think because it's sacrifice, I can do it on my expense, at the expense of my time or my education sometimes, or sometimes at the expense of my sleep. Sometimes I can't sleep because my friend is a night owl and I'm a morning person. So now it clashes, it doesn't work for
I
the
think
two of
there
us.
is just a conversation and communication.
Yeah. So I think when it comes to some things, you like when it comes to friendship, you need to make sure that like things that are gonna allow you to continue being the person that you are and not miss out on what you are here for.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, you can continue. Because I think your topic is very broad.
Then when it comes to academics, the first thing that I did, I remember I covered my book first year and judge.
You have a book?
But I literally covered my books. Like first year, the books that I was using, I literally bought a cover.
Oh, you mean, I thought you were saying
like,
that you wrote a book that's
No.
by the name of Nqobile. So you covered your
like
books
I
just like you were
put
doing.
like a cover. I felt like not having a cover was just unprofessional. It was not neat. You remember, like at school when you did not cover, they throw it aside like, oh, look, Nqobile comes. So I had to I covered my books because at that point it still didn't I still had a bit of my my high school like tendencies. Obviously, like it just felt like I can't have. So I had covered my books, and I remember the first thing that I wrote is that I can get 80% for each test that I'm writing. Obviously, that's not what happened, and somewhere along the way, I kind of felt like maybe I can't get 80% through everything, because now I'm realizing that the pressure of university and of academics, it's different from the one in high school. Here they give you 10 chapters and you're writing on Monday, and like, when am I gonna learn those 10 chapters? And it was a bit difficult, but in a way that I would not understand, in a way that is like, I always say it's grace, I still got my above 75% average at the end of the year, because I had somewhere along the way I gave up on the goal that I had written at the beginning, that I'm gonna get this much on every test. So, but one thing that I knew is that I still studied. There's nothing that I'll say maybe Nqobile, I didn't study as much. I still studied as much as I was supposed to, and the only reason that would make me not study, it was never friends. It should never be friends. I would rather teach my friends to study.
It's a point.
I had always made sure that I put in the work in whatever. Like, I knew that the 80%, although it was at the back of my mind, but I knew that my personal, this is what I want for myself. Academically, this is what I want for myself.
I think also when it comes to issue of friends, we do understand that you need to build a relationship, right? We do understand that you still need to make time for them, but also there's also what we call prioritization. So you prioritize time. So if it's time for exams, you can't be expecting me to be going out with you as a friend. It's not how it's supposed to be. But if there's an emergency, you can call me. We can try and sort it out. But you should also put it at the back of your mind, what will my friend be doing at this time? Like, you need to be able to say, come when, like, you know what, I tried everything, especially during exams. I've tried everything,
and that's the only person.
She's the only person that I can think of. Then you can go to them, and they'll be willing to help, because who doesn't want to help someone they love? Someone you love, you sacrifice for, but you can't allow the other person to fail because of the name of sacrifice. Okay.
Because I think most of the time, when it comes to academics are not they are not a big issue for a lot of people. Studying is not the problem. The problem is making the time to study, because you start using the time you're supposed to study with to do other things which you're not supposed to do. So I think the prioritizing, it comes in there, that if I have to study, I have to study. You make sure. So when it comes to academics, it is almost a straightforward. But if you're saying, okay, fine, I put aside time, I study, I do all those things, then what next? There's something that you are going to get at university. If you are not introduced to it yet, they are going to introduce you to that. There are tutors, there are mentors. If you're staying at a rest, which is a university rest, there are also mentors at the rest to help you with adapting and all that. But for every subject, there's a tutor, a mentor. So some universities, they have both, some have one of the two. So those people help you study. Find people that you can study with. If we meet today and you tell me that, oh, Minashem, I want to study, I know that I can study with you. I can count on you to study with me in the long run. But if I meet you today and you are worried about going to somewhere in Pretoria and sightseeing and all that, and there is nowhere where you're putting in your education, I can't rely on you to be my friend who I can study with. Maybe for the fun part of it, for those days when I want to go out, I can rely on you on that. But I can't rely on you to study and to reach the academic goal that I have. So I think when it comes to studying, the most important thing, have a group of people that you're going to study with. Because I noticed when I was doing my advance that if I had adopted the style of having a group of people that I study with, literally every topic that we tackle, we study it, then maybe once a week, or depending on what's happening. If we were having tests, we were having teams meeting every single day on whatever it is that we are writing. So every day we are discussing whatever it is. We would literally sleep around 12 sometimes, because we have different times. I'll have to try and leave, and I would have to make time, maybe sleep for 2 hours during the day, then wake up, then study, then we have the teams, then I sleep, then I wake up. I'll have to cut my sleep into those short 2 hours, 1 hour, however it fits. But at the end of the day, when it comes to academics, the people that you study with, they also matter. We think that when they say your surroundings matter, it's not true. It is so true, because I remember so we all wanted to get cum laudes. It was our goal. Everyone in the group wanted that word next to their name, literally. So I think maybe 1 or 2 people from the study group did not get that. Everyone who was in the study group, we were not more than 10, somewhere less than 10, because we started off as 5, I think, or 6, and then we grew a bit, and most of us got the cum laude that we wanted, and that's because the surrounding inspired that. In our minds, there was nothing else that existed that was everything else that is below that just did not make sense. We had to strive for it. So in so doing, the surrounding mattered. So first year, that was something I took upon myself when I was doing my diploma, that I didn't know that there's a cum laude, by the way. I only found out when I received my letter. So I just knew that I wanted to pass with distinctions for all my modules. That's what I knew. And that I had to take upon myself, because I had not met people that I can say I can study with, or people that I can trust to study with and all that. And like I'm saying, I'm that person, like I scan the room, and most of the time, if you don't do it the way I want it done, I'll do it, because my marks always mattered more than anything. So I was that person. I'll do the whole group work. You can come in and discuss, then you put in, then I go down and remove. I'm not going to tell you that it's wrong. I'm just going to put in everything. Then when I type, and the funny part is that I was using a tablet to type, but I always said I'll type. I insisted that I'll type, even though there was someone who had a laptop, but I was like, I will type. Because I knew that whenever I'm typing, I remove everything that is wrong and I put in everything that is right. Then I send in. Then you're not gonna ask me if you got 80%. You're not gonna complain that you did not see your line. You're not. So I used to do that. So adapting academically, yeah, it is also affected by a lot of factors, but friendship, surroundings, it's the important part of it. If you haven't, like, if you don't have the core belief, that one thing that keeps you grounded, that this is what I want, this is what I'm going to do. If you don't have the discipline, then you want the person who's going to account that you are supposed to be studying. Why are you not studying? How are you not studying? Or you got this mark, but you said you were studying on that day. How is that possible? What did you not understand? You need that, and that's where your mentors can come in, because you can develop a relationship where you know that your mentors can always hold you accountable for whatever marks that you get.
Wow. What an insightful conversation in just 5 minutes of being given the precious time to shine. Wow. You are right, actually, you are right. You are right. I think I'll tell you my story after.
Okay, off cameras.
Off camera, I'll tell you my story. But it does matter who you choose to be your friend. Yeah. And also, like, be smart. You need to be very smart when it comes to the university things. Mm-hmm. The reason why I say that is because, like, I had to use the sitting strategy as well. And also, like, I studied with white people. It was just a few blacks. So you can imagine the pressure of going with...
You studied a high-paying profession.
Cut. So it was like few blacks, and in those blacks, they went to IEB, and just few of them went to public. Right. So you can just imagine what I had to go through there. But that's, by the way, like, I think I'm grateful for that. And I shouldn't say, oh, they are privileged. I was also privileged from where I come from. By the way, I don't dispute where I'm coming from. Mm-hmm. I've made them better people because I came out with a better person. So I'll tell you, I do like share something there with you. And one thing that I can tell you, guys, be humble. One thing that will like be a catalyst to you studying, adapting, is to be humble. Because when you go with your pride as well, it's gonna turn you down. Because where you need to ask, you can't ask because pride is standing on your way. Yes. Right. So I'll just give them that, because it's gold. It's gold.
Definitely.
Be humble. And by the way, humble people go far. Because humble people, they act stupid. They don't know anything. They want to learn everything. Mm. And then once they have learned everything, they apply it, and they still go back and say, supervise me. After they are done with supervision, they now can stand on their own. By the time you want to start that, they are already far. Yes. So that's the key to success. If you want to pass your matric, if you want to make it in matric, just take that route.
Because I remember when someone saw my statement, I'm like, why did you come to TUT? You could have qualified for any university that you wanted. And it's actually not a matter of universities and status. I help people. I help matric students apply and mentor a few here and there on the course and the university they should pick. And I always tell them, you don't go to university for the status.
Yes.
You don't go to Verts because it's Verts. You have to go to Verts because what you want to study at Verts, you know you are at an advantage when you are at Verts, or Verts is the only university that is offering that. I knew that TUT was the only university I knew of which was closer, which was offering agriculture, which is the reason why I went to TUT. Because I knew that I wanted to do agriculture. I wanted to go to Cape Town for the status of it. And I am glad for that experience because now I can tell people, like, guys, it's not a matter of where you are. Going. It's a matter of what you are doing. And, like, how good is it for you? Do you, like, what is it?
I think what you're saying is that, you know, in every career that you do, you can make it.
Exactly.
Like, how are you willing and how far are you willing to go to make it? I always make this statement that in every career there's money. It's just on how you do it. It's on
agriculture. You can marry guys. I'm kidding.
Yeah, there's money. There's literally money. There's money.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, there's this other person who is doing agriculture. He has another profession. He's eventually into agriculture. He's doing very well and making money. So why would people who are doing other careers still comes to you guys' career if it doesn't have money? Okay, there's something that you're not telling us.
Okay, agriculture definitely has money.
Thank you.
But it's at what level or how you are doing it, or like, yeah, what level are you at in the cycle of agriculture? If you want to study agriculture because you want somebody to hire you and you want to study like basic agriculture, like the diploma, the crop science, if you want to study that, unless if you have a connection with government, you are gonna make money because the government pays well. Like overall, like it pays you well for literally like as long as you have a job with the government, you already know that you are earning somewhere like in a busy 5 you know, like you're good at zeros. Like there's zeros there. You just have like 3 zeros and 2 numbers here. Yeah, well, like it's already more than 10K.
Okay.
It's already more than 10K. You already know that if you are going to be working for the department. But if you're going to be working for a private sector, if you're going to be working at a farm, your chances of making that money are too slim. Because as much as agriculture has money, there's so many there's so many things done in between the production of the product and the supply of the produce.
But we'll always start small.
So you have to know where you want to be. So I'm not saying don't study because you want to go to it, you want to work. I've always studied because I was like, when I'm done, I can always work, and by working, I can raise my own like capital, because you get funding,
guys,
but it's not something.
If you're watching here and you have money to spend, please fund this lady.
Yes, please.
So that she starts her own farm.
Yes, please. I'll bring a business plan. Production, everything. I'll make sure that the papers are well, yes, so you know where your money goes.
Yeah, I think you must make very powerful prayers.
It actually because
you can definitely make a lot of money. Let me actually tell you something about sponsors. Sponsors come because you are showing them what you're capable of doing.
Yes.
Right. So I'll tell you off camera how you do it. Anyways, I think we've spoken quite mouthful.
Yeah.
When you have a lot. Yeah. We wanted to talk about religion, but I think she will come back for that specific topic because we already have 2 videos. So you'll come back. You'll tell me when you're free. Then we speak about religion alone.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think let's cut it here. If you didn't listen, my bad. Your bad, not mine. Okay. This is Ngo and Pretty, and we're closing the conversation, and bye-bye. Don't forget to like, to share, subscribe. We love it.
This episode is proudly sponsored by Nqobile Holdings. Enjoy.